Hi friends, and welcome. You know, I'm standing here, it's cold, it's a little bit icy here on our bend in the river, and I can't quite believe what I'm about to say. As of 3 days ago, we actually started our 22nd year here on the Journal. Yeah, I know, it's hard to believe. We have been so blessed, we've gone so many places, and now we're headed out to start taping for an all-new season. But before we head out on the road again, I wanted to take a few moments and share with you some of the great memories from the season that was 2017. Now I have to start off by saying we lost some truly valuable, some loved members of the Wilderness Journal family last year, and their place at the campfire will certainly be missed. But we also ran into some tremendous people. We saw some amazing sights, and I'm sure we're going to have more new and bigger and more amazing things to film in the coming year. But I also wanted to remind you just how much fun it was to go out and do what we do each and every week. We started out, believe it or not, last year in the dark, and we ran the entire season going and doing and seeing. Friends, I'm your host, Kyle Randall. This is my Wilderness Journal, and we're going to take a look back at the 2017 season right now.
Give me a fishing pole.
Something I understand, right?
Alright, here's the head up again.
Ready?
Low. Oh, right in front of the nose,
Right in
I
front of
think.
his nose. So he just stayed up.
Take it.
Do it.
To the right, to the right, to the... Oh, I didn't see that one. You got that one.
You done good.
Yep.
Finally, after what felt like forever, I actually had a fish swim into an arrow. Good enough, Bob. Sooner or later, one of them is going to run into that arrow.
That's what happened right there. Nice shot, nice shot.
Bob Ison and I had a tremendous time down there in Kentucky, and you can bet we're going to go back and try that again this year. That was so much fun. I can't wait to get back down there and throw some more arrows at those fish. I am thankful as well. Our entire season didn't have to be shot in the dark. Some of it we just had to do in the rain.
Here's one. I think would be good here. Oh, yes. That'll do. Whoa. There.
And it wasn't just trout. Another fish
Another fish.
on the Tina machine. That one's just barely hooked.
Yep.
Nice. Would you do me a favor?
What?
Would you put that one back and take this one?
Oh.
The fishing was so good, in fact.
Oh, you got one.
Oh, yeah. I can't drive the boat, run the camera, do it all. You got to do your part. What do you think of that?
Wow.
Little weight there?
Little wait. Look at that.
That's a little nicer one.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they call that gulp.
Oh, my.
That's a mitt full, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Look at there. Watch, you got your line wrapped there.
There.
That's another 22, 23-inch fish.
At least. I say it's about 23.
Yeah, nice job.
Oh, yeah. Good job, hon.
Yeah, well, thanks for the lift. Just as it started to cloud up, just before we had to leave,
Yes, that might be bigger than 40. Wow. That just jumped out of the distance.
if I can get her up here and get at least a look at her.
That is a...
What do you think?
Look at the horse.
Wow. Now she's just looking at Tina going, yeah? Come on, I dare you. Stick your hand in here. Look at the girth on that
That
thing.
is hefty looking fish. Wow. Nice fish, Kyle.
Thank you, boss.
Nice fish.
She's walking away from me. She don't even care. Like we ain't even here.
You got it?
No, she got us. I ain't got her yet.
Yeah, we're far from
Where's that big net?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, good.
You know what? I might put you over there on that rock and you can kind of beach that fish.
I'm gonna try to land it if you'll help me.
Well,
You're gonna try?
I can try. No, the way she's sitting there is mighty suspect.
She seems awful calm, don't she?
I'm gonna let
I'm gonna give you a little lead there.
turn around this way, see if I can.
Oh my gosh.
I think
Oh
that qualifies. We have leader.
my.
Oh, there
Wow.
is a fish, brother.
You betcha.
We had a good time, even if it was fishing in the rain, and we didn't always have to travel. In fact, we did a lot of fishing right here in the great state of Michigan, and sometimes it was even in the sunshine. Started fishing, and as usual. Uh-oh. What was that splashing out there? Some things never change.
Well,
Eh? Figures.
what?
Opening a bass season 2 days ago.
Huh?
We were busy turkey hunting. So I said, hey, why don't we go out and just try and do a little bass fishing? It's been kind of cold. And you said,
I'll catch some.
yeah, that's what you said.
Do this without hurting myself. Let go, let go. Oh no, come on. There we go.
All right. A new season. Fortunately. There's a fish. Oh, nice fish. Come right up. That's a good one.
Yes, yeah.
Come on now, girl. Come on. Look at that. That's just like the one you caught, only bigger. All right. You done? You done? Get him on my thumb. There. See? You ain't the only one knows how to do that. I watched what you were doing, and then
And that wasn't the only day the sun shone.
We got 3 fish. I got my 2.
It's there. We got 3 fish on it.
We'll wait on this one, and I'll get that one. There's a catfish. Oh.
He's not very happy with you.
He seems to be somewhat annoyed. Oh, look at that fish. I gotcha. Look at this.
I think this one's a nice one.
No way we'd get all 4 of them. There you are.
Kyle, this is too much fun.
Yes, it is, brother. Another great fish.
Ta-da! More fish on.
All right, throw that one back. We'll see if we can get that last one unwrapped.
It's a fish.
There is 3 feet, 20, 25 pounds of absolute monster channel cat. That is awesome. Look at the head on that fish, man. Folks, this, if you can't have fun doing this, quick, get to the doctor. There's something bad wrong with you. The fishing in our home state of Michigan can be tremendous, but sometimes there's fish to catch, things to do that make it worth going out on the road. That's a nice fish. Look at you. Show that to Greg. Call his attention. Say, hey, Greg, these are what the big ones look like. That's what they look like. You see that? Oh, my. What are you going to do with that? Hey, what are you going to do with that?
Try to bring them in.
Grab right to hold that bottom lip. There you go.
He's nice.
Yeah, I think that is the best one so far. Yep. It's certainly bigger than any of the ones Greg has got anyway. Turn that up here. That's a couple 3 pounds. That'll work. Thank you for the lesson.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're just like that. I love that about you. I got one.
Really?
Well, sort of. I think it was supposed to be Tina's fish, really.
Better fish. Look there. Look.
That's more growed up.
Oh. Yeah, that's
I think that'll work.
that's a bit of
There, get up on my thumb.
There.
What do you think of that?
Bit of a hog.
Yeah. That's a pretty good one there now.
And fishing ain't the only thing to do when the sun shines in Canada.
This wasn't a rabbit.
This was a bear, a big old bear. This was definitely a shooter, a 250, maybe 300, maybe a little better pound boar, and he was walking right up the logging trail. He walked right in and stared right up at us. Now, friends, if you've ever been on the wrong side of a who's eating who contest, this can get a little unnerving. I don't care who you are. If this bear decides to come up the tree, well, it could be a problem. But he didn't. He just walked right out in front of Dan and sat down, literally sat on the ground and stared at us for a minute, a show of dominance, I'm sure. And then finally, he got up and walked back over to the bait.
Yeah, that one, Buzz. Listen. Hold him up. That is a big old bear now. The smallmouth and bear hunting on that trip were awesome. But that signaled the end of our summer, believe it or not. It was time to load up the truck and get headed west.
Mike had a nice bull coming to the water hole. He just needed him to come a little bit further. The bull stopped at about 75, 80 yards and then just stood there staring. And then ever so slowly he started circling to Mike's right. And then he turned and left just like the spike had done. Fortunately, not all our hunts in the West turned out the same. A large group of antelope, including a couple of good bucks and one real smoker, had made the turn and were now working their way up the field toward Tina. If they kept coming,
Just let him come. Let him come.
The real massive one with a doe by himself to the right.
Just no more. Oh, nailed him. Beautiful shot.
you nailed him.
He went down.
126 yards with a black powder rifle. What a shot. You the girl.
Hey, he went down.
What do you think, girl?
Great.
That's an awesome, awesome buck. Look at that. I mean, he's got nice ivory tips. I bet that's a 15-inch goat. Look at the mass on that size of the cutters.
Beautiful.
Going out to the Rockies and the Snowies, anywhere in the mountains is always one of my favorite trips, be it elk or mule deer or antelope. I enjoy that kind of hunting a lot, but I have to tell you, friends, when it comes to my favorite hunt, the whitetail deer, well, let's just say the Midwest holds a special place in my and every other deer hunter's heart.
And now he was coming in. I'd only glimpsed him for a second, but this was definitely a shooter. A big, mature buck. He stopped behind a cedar tree and gave me a chance to get turned, get my bow ready. I checked the yardage. It was just under 40. All I needed was for him to step out. And then that big buck turned and ran back to the food plot and chased off that little spike. I snort wheezed and he stopped and looked. Yeah, this was definitely a shooter. and he was definitely gone. Be it Missouri or Michigan, it looked a little like that big boy might follow the other two off to the left, so Ryan gave him a little grunt.
There's our boy.
He was on the hook.
And he is coming to visit it right now.
He was coming, and then he started to go after those other bucks. Ryan already had his bow in his hand, so this time I gave a couple grunts. And that's all it took. Now it was on Ryan. The buck was already at less than 30 yards. All he needed to do was go around that one tree either way, and then he started to get a little nervous. And then he just trotted off. He didn't go far. He stopped after about 10 yards, looked back, but there was still a branch over his vitals. And then he was gone.
He got us. It's part of the game when you hunt these big older deer like that. You can see he's 4.5 plus, so.
Yeah, it's a big old boy. He was right there, just a few too many limbs in the way.
Yeah. Was it you that forgot the chainsaw or me?
I think it was the cameraman's fault. That's why I always blame. He was right there, brother.
Yes, he was.
Beautiful buck, dude.
Or Western Ontario.
Go ahead, take your safety off. Just get ready. Let him get in the open there. There he is, right there. Can you just take him there? Right there?
I got him.
Take him right there if you want. There, you hit him. He went down right there, brother. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
You nailed him. Drop. Well, there, Mr. Cruzan. There is a Canadian buck. What do you think?
I think it's a nice buck. Nice big body.
Or Kansas. Past us, and then another. And when the second doe looked back, there. That was the kind of buck we'd been waiting all week to see. Now he had to get in here. We had just minutes of legal shooting light left. It was literally gonna be a race against the sun. I burped him to a stop, and he stopped short. He was totally obstructed. There wasn't anything I could do. I just have to wait and hope he wouldn't take off. And then he finally stepped forward.
Nailed him. Pounded him, dude, right here. That's right. Boy, could you see it? Were you on him or no?
Yep, we were on him.
Talk about your last second. He's only got 7 points, but he's got 6 inches of mass, and Tom said by the time we got over here, he was sure it was going to weigh 150 pounds. I bet by the time we get back to the buggy, it'll weigh 400.
I bet it will too.
That is a beautiful old buck. We had some tremendous hunts last year, hit or miss. We shared camps with some brand new friends and got a chance to rekindle some old friendships. And the deer were awesome, whether we got one, like I said, or we didn't. But I will say, by the time November rolls around, my thoughts are already headed back to Michigan. Opening day of our firearms deer season. Friends, that's more than a hunt. That's a family tradition for us.
If you got a shot. Okay, he's gonna come around. He's gonna come around. You got a shot or no? There he is. Lost him, Elsie. Oh, I see his face. I got it. Clear shot. Go ahead.
Nailed him. Good shot, buddy. Good shot. Dropped him right there. Watch him. Nice job, man. You dropped him. Get it on safe. Way to get it together, man. Right. What do you think? Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, in the rain.
In the rain.
Got her done opening day 2017.
Yep.
We are indeed proud of our young people, and we take them out every chance we get. You know, the size of some of them, though, they're going to be taking us before too long. We had so many great adventures with so many good people. We even gave away a fishing trip last year, and that turned out to be a good time. I tell you, these folks were dynamite to share a day with. Looks like a pretty nice bass to me.
This is okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Hit him! Hit him! Hold on to it. That's the back.
That's pretty awesome.
That's quite a ride down there. They went right in there. Open your bail.
It's a big old smallie right
That's
there.
a smallmouth, huh?
That's a
Grab it
full
right
grown
by the
one.
right
Right here.
by
Hold him right up. There you go. My friends, it really was a tremendous year. We had so many wonderful adventures with so many tremendous people, whether it be near or far. They were all so kind, and I didn't have enough time to share just a little bit of all of the great people and the great things we did last year. It's true, we're going to have some empty spots at our campfire. Some of our great friends have passed on, but I truly believe that there are new ones coming every day. And I know that if you, like I, enjoy the outdoors, if you take the message we tried to bring you each week, which is don't quit. Go out and try. Take up something new. Take someone new. Make a new hunting or fishing buddy. Pass on what our elders and our forefathers gave us. Well, then you'll begin to understand the message of our show, and that is together, the out of doors is our heritage. It's our tradition. It's what being part of the Wilderness Journal family is truly about. And I'm truly looking forward to some of the great new adventures for the coming season. Hey, I hope we see some of you out there hunting and fishing and enjoying God's country. And if we do run into you out there, friends, well, you know we're going to stop and share that cup and a fire, some fond memories and some high hopes. And if I don't see you out there, well, then I'll be waiting for you right back here so we can start a whole new season of My Wilderness Journal.